Hey guys, it's me. Figured I'd actually talk in one versus just posting my runs. So today I had to work, unfortunately, but made it to the barn to try to ride before dark, which, as you see, I made it. Completely done. Well, someone decided to be a little turd, trying to get on and try to give me a bloody nose. So, with a little hard workout, I think he learned his lesson. I don't know who's out of breath, me or him. Because I'm right there with him. But anyways, recap on this weekend. As you guys saw, I did horrible Friday night, but it was just a little mix-up. So, scratched that one, moved on to the next one. Took Saturday off, had a decent day, got my mind off of it. And then Sunday loaded up and went to Naples. Had a woulda, coulda, shoulda run in poles, but his big fat tail decided to tap the pole. So there it went, which equaled us to no time. But would have been a 21.930. So I was pretty proud of him for that. And then took a mini break, helped Ryan out, and then I had to get back up on and run again and pop barrels. And did pretty good with a 15.910. I could not be any more prouder of him. I have not heard a 15 in I don't know how long. But I'm going to tell you right now, that magic seat, oh, thanks Boogie, I owe you one, big time. Let's see. I plan on doing more talking vlogs, but as you see, I'm kind of just walking, talking, cooling him down. So, killing two birds with one stone. So, as many as you know, I do have paralysis on my right side, but I don't let that affect me at all. I had a birth defect called right hemiparesis, which is also like a mild case of cerebral palsy. And what happened was my birth mom decided that alcohol and drugs were more important than taking care of me while she was pregnant with me. So the drugs and alcohol got into my system and affected me, unfortunately. And long story short, I had a stroke during labor with her. And nobody noticed it until I was roughly about 6-8 weeks old, maybe a little older. I couldn't tell you, I was a tiny tot. And my aunt noticed it, and come on, and she alerted my mom, and of course, being a protective mom that she is, which I love her for, she rushed me to the doctor, and they did a bunch of tests, and that's when I was diagnosed with it. And the doctor said, well, you know, your daughter's pretty lucky, but it'll be a miracle if she can walk. Well, guys, guess what? I'm walking, I'm talking, and I'm breathing. So I thank God every day since I was old enough to know who God was. Growing up, I had challenge after challenge. Sorry, he keeps stopping. I had to learn how to do everything with one arm and one functioning leg. Yeah, I had my right arm, my right leg, you know, there if I kind of need a little extra But as you guys seen and watched me grow up, it's kind of hard to use it at all. So I decided that I was just going to learn how to do it with one arm without my little dysfunctional arm, as you see. So, sorry, plain donuts over here because my kid doesn't know what side to walk on. But I grew up and learned how to do a lot of things that most kids wouldn't automatically know how to do one-handed. As easy as getting dressed in the morning, brushing your teeth, making breakfast. You name it, I had to find a way to do it. Of course, my parents were always there, were like, I want to help you, I want to help you, I want to help you. But when I got old enough to be able to speak for myself and say, hey, look, you're not always going to be around. So I decided it was time to learn how to do it. So it was really hard for my parents to back off just a little bit. But now, you know, I'm grown and I'm able to do just about anything anybody else could do. I just have my little funky way of doing it. So, long story short, I decided that when I was 7 years old, I wanted to be a barrel racer. Well, when I saw my sister riding, I was like, oh, that looks so much fun. I gotta learn how to do that. So, I begged and I begged and I pleaded for them to get me a horse. And I won. I got my very first horse. Her name was Sweetums. We had this love-hate relationship, I guess you could call. And I'll tell you her story on a different blog. But owned her for about, I believe, maybe a year and a couple months, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. But I decided it was not the horse for me. So, due to the incident that I had with her, and the incident that she decided to have with my entire family, I sold her back to the owners. And then I moved on and just rode around on my sister's horse and took a break for a little bit because my childhood, I decided I wanted to be a pageant queen. Yeah, me. Pageants, dresses, makeup, hair, curled. Yeah, you don't see it now. And you never will. Trust me. But what I do know is I'm glad I got out of that in 8th grade. So, I ended up having to wait around until I was about 9-10 years old. And I decided, oh, I want to barrel race again. So I went out looking. And I found what I thought was the perfect horse. And I was told otherwise. No, you don't need her. She's not the one. You know, keep looking. You know, what everybody says to a 9-year-old that really doesn't know much. So, I was hard-headed and stubborn, like I am now. And I decided that I was going to go see her with my dad. Yes, the tie-dye hippie. Yes, that one. So we went, truck and trailer and all. Up there, I rode her, and I absolutely fell in love with her. Long story short, she came home. I owned her from the time she was 9 years old until she was 17. That horse has taught me everything I know now as a rider to keep up with this crazy guy. He's so pretty. She was short-legged, long-bodied. Not the best barrel racing horse, but she was my horse. And I loved her to death. She took me to a lot of places. I met a ton of people. And I'm still meeting people. But at the age of 16, I started noticing that her navicular was acting up. She started, getting really sore, getting really lame after runs. And after a good trip at her last barrel race, I decided that was it. I was going to retire her because I have a horse that I don't want to put down. So, took her home, put everything up, and decided, well, I'll just trail ride her. So I kept trail riding, and that's when my sister got this kid. And now he's being camera shy. And me and my sister together, have owned him since he was 5 years old. He is now a beautiful 13-year-old, and I could not be any more happier to own him. Between him and Cruiser, which was the mare that I had before him, they both have taken me to Worlds twice, to state, and to the Shamrock Showdown. So, I've had a couple horses in my life, and I have trained them all from scratch. Neither one of them knew anything about barrels when I got them. Cruiser, my mare, she was a jumper when I first got her. Never seen a barrel in her life. Never saw a pole in her life. This kid, never saw a barrel, never saw a pole. But I started from scratch. I got to really know the horse. And I started. And I didn't give up. And now I have a fully trained babysitter, as many as you call him for me, that has taken me a lot of places and has won me a ton of money. So if there's one horse in this world that's never leaving the family, it's this guy. Only because I was told, don't ride him, don't let her ride him, he's gonna hurt her. Till this day, since I've owned him, he's bucked a total of 3 times, and I've stayed on all 3 times without the magic seat. So, people can tell me I can't do this, you can't do that, don't do this, don't do that, or that horse is too crazy for you. Guess what? He was a crazy bucking bronco when I first got him. But with a little TLC and a ton of work, and I mean a ton, I finally got me a barrel horse. Never in a million years did I think I would own a paint, because they are so hard to keep clean. But I absolutely love him. And there's more to his story of where he came from. So with that, I will sign off due to having to go feed, put him away, and go be a college kid. So, I hope you enjoyed my first actual talk vlog. Yes, I'm walking circles still, but I hope that this has also answered a lot of your questions. If you have any more, feel free to message. If I don't get back to you right away, it's my crazy work schedule. I work odd days, 12-hour days. And by the time I get done, I'm ready to get to the barn, ride, and then go home, eat, go to bed. That's my life, guys. Eat, sleep, work, and ride. That's it. So, thank you for all the love and support. We fully appreciate everything. And we can't wait to show you what else we got in line. Thanks, guys. We love you. Bye.